Everybody, Jason Freed here with Leisure Outdoors with your Lowrance tip of the week. One of the things that drives me the most crazy when I'm looking at a fishing screen on my Lowrance is if I see a ton of blue dots. And I mark fish and I mark spots and everything, but the one thing I've started doing in the last 2-3 years is using the different colored waypoints and different icons waypoints. So if I was going to go and make a waypoint, and let's say I found a cabbage bed, and I'm going to mark that right here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit my waypoint, and most people from here, they just hit save and it makes a blue dot. But what's a blue dot? Well, when you get 1,000 blue dots on your depth finder, it gets kind of confusing. So what I do is I go in to my waypoints and I go into the menu and I say, oh, there's that cabbage, I want to go ahead and mark that. And so I'll go ahead and I'll press that and I'll save it. And now it gives me that little weed icon. And on my graph, I've got weed icons and I've got rock icons. And those are telling me where there's maybe a boulder that's not safe, where there's a cabbage bed. One of the things I started doing last year was actually using different color waypoints. So in May, I made all my waypoints blue, and then in June, I started making them yellow, and then in red, in July, I made them red, and so on. And so what that was started to allow me to do is kind of start seeing some seasonal patterns on certain parts of the lake as the fish were moving out into different areas from where they maybe were in June versus in August. And so, allow this to really tell you the story of the lake. And instead of having a bunch of blue dots, use the different icons. If you come across a hazardous rock, put a stop sign on there. Or one of the great tips I do is if you're on Leech Lake, it's 110,000 acres, and a storm comes up, I mark every resort on the lake with a waypoint. And I name it, which is another great feature. You can go ahead and you can name those waypoints. And so if I come across a resort and it's storms coming in, I'm going to look to find the closest resort on the lake, and I'm going to get there as fast as I can so I can keep my clients safe. So a great tip. Utilize it to your advantage and clean up your depth finder. And this summer, I think you'll find out it'll help you a lot and give you a whole lot more success fishing.